First of all, guys, how would you define working class?
Well, it's part of your culture, and I would say socio and economically as well. Like, yeah, I didn't really. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think this was the whole point when we had the referendum before. People were talking about whether it's economic, whether it's cultural, and I think we need to remember that, of course, it's multidimensional and it encompasses all of those things. But I think, I think that the way they work together, or the way they sort of, the way class impacts on you, is also multidimensional. You struggle in university in multiple ways, as we found during the referendum campaign.
Okay.
I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, I think it did. So how will you establish which students are working class?
Well, it's self-defined.
Yeah, you would hope that no one would come to you with problems. Do you know what I mean? Unless they were joking. And even though someone did feel like they were being discriminated for their economic status, cultural status, we could try our best to help.
So how would you reach those students that perhaps aren't confident enough to reach out to you?
So I think it's really important that we show students that not only we're there for them, but that they can approach us. And I think that's what me and the Yes campaign, Michaela and Stan and others, really tried to do during the referendum campaign, setting a really polite tone. And I think that me and Sean would do the same. We'd be very much approachable, very polite, and we want people to know that they can come and speak to us if they've got any problems. So, I mean, I know in the manifesto we've got things like buddy schemes and coffee mornings to help people integrate better. So, yeah.
Also, the working class academics we want to get in.
Yeah.
I feel like that would really make, us feel part. Because I knew I was working class growing up, but I never really knew how much it affects, Till I'm in a lecture hall full of MacBooks and everyone's got all these computers and I don't, and then, you don't really notice. And I feel like if I wasn't on this campaign and I did hear about someone getting working class academics, I'd think, great. You'd go and you'd meet people that are interested in the same thing, whether they are your background or not, they're interested in the same thing, and it might be.
All right, so during the referendum over the adoption for a working class officer, there was a concern about an overlap with the university's finance department. How will you work to avoid this?
Well, I think it's really important to work with not only existing officers in USU, but also existing university departments, existing academic departments, and existing senior management teams. Now, I think so I think the key is just to sort of make sure everyone knows the boundaries and that everyone knows that their roles are sort of not fixed, but they have their own roles and they work together.
On air,
online,
on tap, Uni of York's official student radio station.
URY.